Chocolat, set in the puritanical village of Lansquenet in France, begins with Vianne and her daughter Anouk apparently blown into town by a north wind. The wind whips up the red cloaks and bursts open the doors of the church during Sunday Mass, the first sign of the changes to come. The story is centered on Chocolatier Vianne, born of a native South American mother and a French pharmacist, who herself echoes the history of chocolate and its transformative power. Vianne opens her chocolate shop during Lent, immediately alienating the pious town mayor Comte de Reynard. She woos her landlady Armande with chocolate, and the pair of free spirits become fast friends. It is not long before Vianne sets about mediating the conflicts in the town, taking on the role of mother confectioner, and diluting the Comte's power as father confessor. Thus, the chocolaterie becomes a confessional space for the villagers, and a site of conflict intervention or mediation for Vianne. Part of Vianne's mediation is the reintroduction of spices to her chocolate. This symbolizes her attempt to rekindle the fire in some of the villages, as well as cure them of all manner of physiological and psychological ailments. In the 18th century in Europe, it was thought that the spices in chocolate could overheat the blood, and that only those prone to sensual excess would take the risk. There was also a widespread notion that chocolate was an aphrodisiac. Thus, it was initially associated with moral corruption and physical disability, but also antithetically considered healthful and refined, and a cure for fatigue and depression. These myths are perpetuated in the film in many ways. Vianne, with her illegitimate daughter, refusal to attend church, and provision of chocolate during Lent, signifies her ethnic venality. She embraces the gypsies that arrive in the village, and openly ignores the boycott imposed on them. The Comte condemns this corruption, vilifying her for immorally fanning the flames of passion. Here, food becomes a counter-religious and a counter-cultural symbol, while at the same time symbolizing the tension between the two. Later in the film, it becomes apparent that Armande has diabetes, a physical disability that can be directly associated with the sugar in chocolate. Yet it is chocolate, or the making of it, that gives Josephine a new life and the strength to leave her violent husband Serge. Ultimately, chocolate cures the Comte de Reynard of his depression and releases him from a loveless marriage. As Starr contends, the chocolate itself plays a virtual character in the film, becoming the panacea that cures the unhappy villagers and transforms them forever. Ironically, it is the many often opposing evolutionary meanings of chocolate in the film that form the most compelling example of how meaning changes over time.